Hello, and welcome to the Bold Leadership Story Show, where we talk about the experiences shaping exceptional lives. And today we're broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. And I have as my special guest. I've known Robert for several years now. He's like a brother from another mother. He's always quick with a joke, always smiling and having fun, and I just love being around him and his energy. And he has something special. It's called a PhD in follow-up. I've never met anybody who has a PhD in follow-up, but Robert absolutely has his PhD in follow-up. Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to learning more about that. Robert, how are you today?
Outstanding. It's all about follow up. People do business with people they like, love, and trust first.
Exactly. So we're going to learn all about how to like, love, and trust each other, and how to be really good at following up. And what is that follow up gives you in life?
Most people don't follow up at all, but it's important to follow up between 5 and 12 times, 5 and 12 touches before somebody likes you, loves you, and trusts you enough to do business. I use greeting cards, the only 100% open rate. Not all phone calls, texting, fax, or emails are returned, but every single greeting card you send and you receive, you open.
So that's your secret.
Greeting cards since '06.
That requires actually putting a stamp on an envelope and mailing it.
No.
Okay.
What you do
I'm learning something new.
On the website, you make a card with pictures, with words, with gifts, without gifts, and you push go, you push send, and the next day it'll be printed, stuffed, and stamped and mailed out of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay. All right. Boom. So Robert, I'd like to embarrass you a little bit. Robert, you'd never know this, but he has an amazing background. And I know I'm going to learn something new, and I'm thinking we're going to hear some really cool stories today too. So let me read a little bit of your bio. Robert grew up in New Jersey, a Jersey boy. I was born in New Jersey too.
Some think I've never grown up.
All right. Yeah. Well, you worked hard in Jersey. You got your BA degree in business management from Fairleigh Dickinson University, and you decided to buck the system and become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And you owned and operated a 5-star hotel in New Jersey.
Yes.
And that's incredible right there. 5-star hotels are not common, especially in New Jersey.
Touche. Correct.
So you're entertaining dignitaries, including this is an amazing list: President Nixon, Sammy Davis Jr., and comedian Don Rickles.
Yes.
And I have some pictures here I'd like to share. I put together. Let me make sure I've got them. Yeah, I put some pictures together here that I'd like to share. Let me take that off. Just give me a second.
Take a minute.
So these are cool. So there's Robert, and who's in the middle?
That's my girlfriend at the time.
Okay, and then Don Rickles, and
yes,
I remember Don Rickles. He was funny as all get out. I mean, he would get up and just get the crowd going. Tremendous energy, and he always hit his marks on doing the comedy. And he was known for being really like antagonistic, and he'd pick people out in the crowd and make fun of them. he was like so funny. How did you get to meet him?
Well, we were 1 hour from New York City in our hotel, and he was doing shows in New York City, and he had an off night. So I hired a limousine. In fact, I drove the limousine, picked him up, brought him out to the hotel, put him in the presidential suite, did a show. Then after the show, we had a private party upstairs in the presidential suite for people who gave us a lot of business in the hotel.
Uh-huh.
Sort of a perk for giving us so much business.
Fantastic. So what was he like in person? What is his stage persona a little different?
He was real. He had a valet with him all the time, and he's just a down to earth guy.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. He was just really kind of abrasive in some regard, but just always funny.
Yeah.
And then this one, you did something creative here. Tell us about this picture.
Read the words he said.
He says, you mean I can send out cards to let everyone know I'm resigning? Cool.
Bingo.
You could do my next. You mean
I got a call?
I could use send out cards.
I got a call on Monday.
Let them know I'm resigning.
I got a call on Monday saying that the armory in Morristown, New Jersey, only had one road in, one road out. And the Secret Service was not comfortable with that, so they asked if we had the ballroom available. So I said yes. We had a week early. Secret Service checked in, and we had to give all our information about every employee. They checked the hotels, they checked the hospitals, they checked the airport, and the Secret Service drink like fish up until 24 hours before, and then they don't do anything. And he and I were in my office alone. He asking how business was. He's from New Jersey at one time.
Okay.
And we just had a good celebration, and I'm thinking I'm dazed because I'm standing with the most powerful person on the planet.
Right.
So it was just a great deal.
That's cool. Good story. I love the comment too. That is so funny. Now that's an example of something that you probably did in your send out cards.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And then I've got one here with you with the inimitable Sammy Davis Jr. from the Rat Pack.
Exactly. I was very close to the NAACP in New Jersey, and they asked if Sammy could come and do a show, and I said, initially I said no. That was part of the joke part, but sure, he came in, he stayed overnight. We spent a lot of time together, and we built a big stage in a ballroom. Ballroom held 1,000 people. And he's one of his things. He said, "Okay, now everybody close your eyes. When you open your eyes, everybody's going to be black." And everybody just laughed and opened their eyes and had a great time. Then we had a dinner with him in the NAACP alone. It was just a great experience.
Yeah, he was really he was funny. He was an entertainer. He could dance. He was an excellent tap dancer. He was an actor. Just one of those all around incredible, energetic guys that everybody loved.
Yes, he's real.
He's real. And when he was with you, he was the same guy, right?
Bingo. Yes, very same guy.
Yeah, it was like his personality was who he was on stage, from what I hear.
Yeah, when you're doing one-on-one, he leaves his ego out of the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, he seemed like he was just a really cool guy to be around, and
yes,
I mean, just very talented.
Yes.
Well, those are great stories. So you were, let's see, from there you owned a premier nightclub.
Yeah, New York, Fifth Avenue and 13th Street in New York City.
So that's like right down in the center of the city where all the action's happening.
That was my drug era. People come in and give me cocaine.
Okay.
People come in and give me cocaine and give them drinks.
Okay. So,
fortunately, we opened at 7 o'clock at night. We were open till 4 o'clock in the morning. Then after that, went to after hours clubs. And just when the sun was out, we were sleeping.
Crazy life.
Yes, very.
But I bet it was exciting.
After that, after we sold it, I drove a motorcycle from New York to LA and back. It took me 5 days to drive out. And I called a girl in New York, said if I send you a plane ticket, fly out. She did. So it took us 2 weeks to go back. Then she said, you want to move in? So I lived with 3 ladies in a 2-room apartment on 2nd Avenue in New York City. But the motorcycle had no gas gauge and there was no cell phones at that time.
Right. So you were living on the edge.
Hourly.
And a motorcycle trip across country twice. Oh man, that took some chutzpah.
Yes.
So after that, you took some time off and had some fun, and then you went to California and you bought two Burger Kings in San Diego.
One in Vista, one in Poway. And my whole experience was taking help from one to another, because there was sometimes we were busy in one and it was slow, and just keep going back and forth.
Right. Yeah. It's good to be diversified. And
Yes.
then you also, at the same time, maybe you had a high volume cleaning service and then a mailboxes, etc. in Carlsbad.
In the cleaning business, we used to clean 42, 43 homes every day in La Jolla.
Okay.
It's, 8,000 a week. I had 53 employees, and everybody was happy. Everybody made a lot of money.
Very good. And then you sold that business?
Yeah. Then we had mailbox, etc. in Carlsbad.
Okay. So you've got some tremendous business experience.
Yes. The key is taking care of your employees first. Take care of the employees, and the customers will happen. You have unhappy employees, they'll lead to the customers. Take care of your employees. At the hotel, we used to have a spring. We rent a lake and have all the employees with their families. We had a skeleton crew at the hotel, and had a barbecue, a full day of fun and pleasure for all the employees and their family. I'm very into employees.
Very good. So, Robert, since I've known you, every time that I greet you and we see each other, I ask you how you're doing, and you say,
sober.
Tell me about that story.
My parents were very politically connected. My father was the mayor of the town. When the president went out of the country, my parents were invited to National Airport to welcome him back. So I was concerned that if they knew that someone was an alcoholic and drug addict, they would change the will. I didn't want them to do that. Mother passed away in 86. Father passed away in 88. 60 days later, I went to an intervention on my own at McDonald Center in La Jolla, and I said, what's the difference between inpatient and outpatient other than the money? They said, how long did you do and how much you do? I knew I had to be inpatient. This is 28th of December of 88. I said, when should I check in? I said, tomorrow. I said, I can't tomorrow. Why can't you tomorrow? I said, because on the 1st and 2nd of January is Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl, and Oval Bowl games, and I have to see them. So I checked in January 3rd, stoned. January 4th, 89, their first sober day. But I said, I'll leave my ego at home and do what they tell me to do. It wasn't required to like it, just required to do it. So far, it's worked for a long time. It's an easy program. Don't take the first drink.
Congratulations. That's quite an accomplishment.
I still do 3, 4, 5, 6 AA meetings a week.
Okay. Well, you're a busy guy, and then you're doing that too, staying on top of that. And I'm sure you're helping mentor others.
Yes, I win by helping. That's one of my whole mottos. I win by helping. How are you? And pleasure meeting you. What can I do to help you?
There's a secret to success. What can I do to help you?
Yes.
That's beautiful. So now, coming up to the present day, you teach others how to easily grow their businesses by the art of keeping in touch, that PhD in follow-up, with quality cards that come in the mail.
Yes.
So let's take a look at your, hang on a second. Get that back and we'll go back to your.
I have a business partner for 10 years also in cards.
Okay.
She used to be in a phone business, and she sent a couple of cards, and the people came back and said, I want to do that. She said for the phone, she said no for the cards. So she signed up for cards also. And she made this site.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hi there. Follow up there. Andrea.
So you've got the ability to provide solutions to developing relationships. And how do I get rid of this?
Correct.
See ya. And provide solutions to developing relationships for business growth.
100%.
Yeah, it's all about communication. And like you said, people do business with people they know, love, and trust, right?
Bingo. Yes.
So how do you get people to know, love, and trust you? We're using cards.
When I go to networking meetings or chamber meetings, I ask for a business card.
Right.
And then I say, if I send you something with the address on this card, 90% say yes, 10% say no, let me give her an address. Then I say, not the year, what month and day is your birthday? And everybody gives me the month and day. And then I program them in my database and send them a greeting card.
Very nice. So you're keeping in touch and you're using
This thing right here, how to gain
like high tech, high touch.
Yes.
Remember that book by Tom Peters?
Pardon? Say that again.
The high tech, high touch.
Yes. Yeah, high tech. It's we have people send a free greeting card and they like the system and they get involved.
Uh-huh. Very cool. So and then you've got your abundance snowball.
Right.
Is that still going?
Yes, they're all going.
For multiple streams of residual and passive income. Boy, those are two words that I love to say.
Scroll back up a little bit. Scroll back up a little bit.
Scroll back up.
Yeah, keep going a little bit. Right there, hold, stop. They don't show you how to 21 different ways to keep in contact with customers.
Okay.
Please send me a free report. I get a free report. Fill out that information.
Yeah. Okay. So go to phdandfollowup.com and we can put that up in a little banner. I'll create a little banner. See what this looks like. I'll put PhD in follow-up. And there it is.
Yes.
PhD in follow-up. So you can get a hold of, you can get this little booklet and it'll give you 20 ways to gain and retain clients to build your business with free with cards. Awesome.
We want you to win.
So what is it, Robert, that drives you now with all of the business success that you've had and the life that you've led? And now, you and I are in this, I would say, in the senior category.
Only not mentally.
You inspire me so much because like you are not slowing down. You are going and going and going. And you and your partner you're like everywhere. How do you keep that energy going?
By finding people that need assistance, finding companies, finding individuals that have problems, that cards and relationships will be successful. There's not a business in existence that can benefit by having loyal customers. The key is loyal. Price is one thing, but loyal is something else. And people go, again, back, people they like, love, and trust. So it's pretty simple, but people complicate it.
So what is it that you say to people to get them to feel good around you? How do you do that through cards?
Are you getting all the referrals you can get presently? Are you open to looking at a system? Some say I'm getting all. I said, well, I can't help you, but I'd like to. Most people say they need more business. And the back of the card says, how many referrals are you getting from your follow-up system? Most people don't have a follow-up system. That's the situation.
So what is it? How, if I wanted to get a PhD in follow-up, what would I do?
You go to phdandfollowup.com/fortune, and that person and I would do a Zoom, and I'd walk them through sending a free card.
So is that the lessons?
Yeah.
So you've got an educational program, new leads, conversion, loyalty, referrals.
Yes.
Tools for success. You got the whole package going on.
We have some people who go 100% of their business from referrals because they've been using cards for so long. Whether it be a plumber, a gardener, a mechanic, you want to when we have a mechanic come to the house, We sent them a card. Thank you for doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, wow, I probably could use that. I said, oh, probably about it, but I don't get into head trip.
So let's see. You've got about here. Is this showing?
Yeah.
It's not. It's not showing here. There we go. I'm getting this. Okay. So we've got about. There's you and Andrea,
Yes.
and there's you. That's where are you in New York City? There, huh? Can you see that?
I see PhD and follow up, the art of keeping in touch.
It's not working for some reason. Yeah, it's not working. So let me take that off. So, uh, Robert, what's next for you? What do you see coming up down the road?
Helping more people, helping bigger companies. We can do all the work depending on how many cards they want to send. They don't do anything. Give us a database. We'll send the cards for people for a monthly fee.
Mm-hmm. Where are you and Andrea going to go next? On I see you on Facebook all the time, going someplace, doing a bunch of different things. What's your next adventure?
Probably take a vacation.
Life is a vacation.
Yeah, I became director of marketing for a recovery center in Temecula, Hill Recovery.
You're doing that now?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm in the recovery. One of the owners, I know three of the owners, they said, "What's your favorite position?" I said, "Working in recovery, helping people."
Mm.
So I got involved as director of marketing.
What's that like? What kind of situations do people? Not that I don't want to get into anything that
Most people who have problems don't want to talk about them, or they don't
right.
admit it. And I just give them my background and say, "Let's talk." Required to do anything. Just listen. And if you're open, let's go to a meeting together. I'll go with you. You don't have to go alone. And see, alcoholism is a family affair. It affects everybody, not the
Had
kids,
some of it in my
all the
life.
above.
I think everybody has had it touch their life in some way.
Yeah. So I try to meet with the families. No threats, no hardness. Tell me your story. I'll tell you mine. Maybe they match.
Mm.
Maybe I can help you. But you have to be open to listening, open to be truthful, and open to want to get healthy and get sober.
So it's being there for them.
100%. And I win by helping.
How does that look for someone if they are in a what's their mindset like when you start getting involved with in kind of being in their life?
Well, I don't.
Does
They think, well, they say, I don't have a problem. I have one drink. Okay. How do you do with one drink? Well, I have a second one. And, how are you and your family? Have you had any arguments about liquor? I try to deal with the whole family,
mm,
and it's much better that way. But it can get hot and heavy. But I try, there's no threats. I'm here to help you. I'm here to tell you my story. And if you're open and want to win, match it.
mm. That takes a lot of heart.
Yes. They have to be honest with themselves. Most people aren't who are drinking and not honest. I've had 5 people that died because of alcoholism. It's
What
a
do you mean
killer,
they died? Did
killer
they?
disease. Their liver will last.
Hmm.
They died. It's not a
Well,
game.
tremendous loss.
Most people who are alcoholics won't admit it to the public. I tell everybody, how are you? I say I'm sober.
You do.
Yeah, but I'm proud of it. It's good for my head.
Well, you should be. It's not easy to kick that and
Yes,
stay off of it.
yes. I have one piece of one thing here, quick. I have 12,845 days sober.
Wow.
The only thing I say that means it started before some and it started after other. That's all it means.
So after all of that time, you're still tracking every single day.
I need to see it every day.
So it's still there.
Yeah. Oh, fortunately, it's got to be there. It's in the forefront of my mind. Because sometimes I'm alone and nobody will know I'm drinking, but I know it, so I don't do it. You got to be honest with you. That's a big key. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah. What's the program that you're working with your director at the Hill, you said? What is
First of all, letting people know the Hill exists. There's lots of recovery homes, and I believe most people are not aware of it. So
what's the website address? Do you know it?
probably the Hill. Let me see. Maybe the hillrecovery.com
Let's see if we can find it.
or hillrecovery.com.
Hill Recovery Temecula, Hill Recovery Center Temecula.
Yes. I've set up a meeting with the Hill people and the CEO of the chamber, Brooke, coming
Brooke
up
Nunn?
the 20th of the month.
What about Brooke?
I have a meeting set up where Brooke's going to meet the Hill people at the Hill.
Ah, okay. Excellent.
Which Hill?
No, I have it.
Oh.
Hill Recovery. There it is.
That's it.
And you're a director there.
Director of marketing.
Director of marketing. Okay. The treatment center, services, outpatient recovery, equine therapy, opioid addiction, detox stabilization, alcohol and drug intervention. How would someone know that this would be the best place for them?
That's my job. I just started about a month ago. That's one reason I'm getting Brooke involved, that maybe have some meetings over at the Hill, chamber meetings at the Hill as an example.
Okay. Wow.
They're right there on the second level. The second right there. There's Erin Hill. She runs the place.
Okay. She's the Hill in Hill?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the real deal. Charles, that's his father. That's her mother.
Okay. Loma Linda University. Nursing degree. Very good. Well, that's amazing.
Yes.
How did you get in touch with them?
I attended a Saturday AA meeting at 8:00 on Saturday, where I met Debbie and Rocky, or Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And Debbie said, "What do you want to do with your life?" I said, "I want to get involved in recovery." So she introduced me to Erin, her daughter, who runs the place.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beginning. Stop. Go back up that. You see Erin right there. Yeah, she's the.
Right here.
She runs it.
It keeps popping back. Right there. Right here.
Yeah.
Very good. So they've been around for a while in Temecula.
37 years.
Well, they're doing a good service. I know
Yes.
that alcoholism and all the things that they do, all the services, detox, alcohol and drug interventions.
Yes. It's outpatient, no living there.
Okay.
I did a 30-day inpatient in La Jolla.
Mm-hmm.
$15,000 for the month. Best investment ever.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, they're the real deal.
Well, Robert, I have One more question for you. I asked this. This is the last question. You got time for one more question?
Maybe I'll answer it.
Well, I hope it. I hope it brings another great story. The question is, of taking a look at your whole life, what's the boldest leadership decision that you've made, and what were the consequences?
Getting sober.
Okay.
Nothing matches it.
And what would have been the consequences of that?
Dead. I mean, for my whole life, liquor was basically free. At the hotel, if I had too much to drink, I wouldn't go home. I'd get a room upstairs. At the nightclub, I'd walk home. 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the biggest decision by far for my life.
Excellent.
That's why
And that's
why it's
very impactful. You've I'm sure helped so many people on their journey towards living a better life without alcohol.
It's their choice.
Yeah.
I try to give a direction. Some take it, some don't. It's okay. I don't get wrapped up in their stories. That's important.
Mm-hmm. You've stayed true to your story.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I take it for this whole opportunity, Jim. Thank you.
Well, I lied. One more question. With all of the experience that you have had and what you're doing now, it seems like you do love this. You love what you're doing. You know that you're adding value, and it gets you up in the morning energized for the day.
I don't have to think about it. It's natural. It's what can I do to help you? Period.
And then you back it up. You actually do help.
Yes. Oh yeah. You got to back it up. You don't get a second chance. You never get a second chance to make a first image, first impression.
What advice would you give someone who saw you as an inspiration to help them to achieve some of what you've been able to achieve in your life?
Are you open to suggestions?
Are you open to suggestions?
Yes.
Okay.
And then follow through with what you're agreeing to. And it's okay to say yes, and it's okay to say no.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be you. It's important. One thing is important if you're drinking. Every day, look in the mirror and say, I love you. Very important, because you can't do that. You can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself. Some people have a problem doing that. It's more important than ever that they do it.
Right. Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you, Robert, for joining me on the show today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well. And hang on, we'll end the broadcast and we'll chat for a second.
Okay.
Hang on.